Hello, all you magical people out there. Welcome to Unscripted with Amy Kruzic. Today is going to be something a little different. I wanted to bring on Dale Tobin because we're going to talk about psychic surgery. I don't know if we really ever defined it, and he's going to tell us all about it. Come on in, Dale Tobin. Hello, Dale.
Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to the Unscripted show. What a pleasure again to be here with
me. Yes, and I did something different. Like I think people need to know a little bit about what you do and what I'm thinking like what benefits they can take away from taking one of your classes. Like really get into it and heal people. So, yeah. So, let's define psychic surgery.
So, firstly, I'd just like to say a bit of a story about myself. So, back in 2011, I started doing Reiki itself, and I actually had a reading with Andrew back in 2012 as I was doing energy healing. He was telling me I was doing much more. I was doing psychic surgery because I basically, in a nutshell, got these energetic hands which come out my back. I won't go too much into them, but there was a whole kind of knowingness within me that energy work is something innately I find quite easy is the wrong word, but it's just a natural state for me. And it's just something what gets me so excited. And I've been doing it for so long. And every single year, every single session, I grow and grow and grow. And for me, it's all about growing with each time, each session, and not allowing yourself to get stuck. A lot of practitioners out there, Reiki practitioners, there's some great ones out there, but a lot of them get stuck and they get to a level and they can't reach beyond to the next level, So my psychic surgery journey began in 2013. And from then, I started to learn more aspects to it, more understandings from it. Then came my father's death. And that was a huge lesson for me. And I remember Andrew saying to me, you have to teach this to others now. You've got so much knowingness about it. And you've got a system you created to get you to where you are today. You've now got to teach that system to other people. So here I am today working with you lovely people, working with Andrew, David, yourself, Laura, in this incredible team. And soul surgery is something I'm very passionate about. So getting into psychic surgery itself, for me, psychic surgery is hard to just put into words, but there's so much meaning behind it. And a lot of people think, right, what does the word psychic mean? It means you use your intuition, you're able to see stuff in the unseen world and so on. What does surgery mean? Surgery means incision, going into things, taking things out. So there is that in psychic surgery, but psychic surgery is so much more than that.
It is. I love that you just said that you created this whole system. And your system, I went through your psychic surgery 1 and going through the number 2 soon. And it is a beautiful way you bring in different, because I've just taken Reiki. So I understand, this woman taught me Reiki. She's in her mid 70s and she's been doing it, but it's so different than what you do. So now I can compare it. It's like, oh, Dale does it so, I don't know, in a way where you just feel surrounded by light and you create this ambiance for people. It's beautiful. Yeah.
There's something I want to mention. So Reiki is incredible. So you see Reiki, all the different styles of Reiki. I'm not putting a bad name on it. There's some incredible Reiki people out there. It changes lives, Reiki. But for me, and this is another funny conversation I had with Andrew, he asked me, what's the difference between Reiki and psychic surgery? Psychic surgery, there's no limitations. You're able to go into complete unlimited without a whole menu of things. Obviously, you've got the Reiki, which is Shokure, Daikumo, Seiheki, Honshi, Zashonen, all those different symbols you can use. But with psychic surgery, you can go beyond the symbols as well. So for me, Reiki was the starting point of my psychic surgery. And actually, psychic surgery is in the Sui Reiki as well. There are teachings of psychic surgery within it.
Yeah. Okay, so you said something about once people are stuck. Okay, let's say there's practitioners out there that are doing the Reiki and want to do the psychic surgery. Maybe it could add to their Reiki, right? It can add to what they're doing. That could be the stuckness. If they feel a stuckness, it's like, oh, try the psychic surgery because I can add it into what I do. So what does it feel like when people are stuck?
So a lot of people get stuck because of lack of trust with who they are and what they are
Mm,
as a being, and the ability to read someone's energy, the ability to go into a reading state. I see it as like an orchestra.
mm,
So as I'm doing a session, it's about tapping into that universal orchestra music, what's needed for the client in the moment. Instead of me trying to structure the session, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, there's just innate knowingness of a reading energy of what I need to do in the space. And I remember having conversations again with Andrew about this, and there is a second part of me in the future, a second in the future, always
mm,
kind of reading what's going to happen next, what's going to happen next. So for the psychic surgery itself, it's giving people access to their, I'd say, mastership within inside themselves, where
mm,
they can be innate, powerful readers. They can just literally into a session, go into someone and just start reading the body, start reading and scanning all around the body in the areas. So you kind of
mm,
have like a synopsis of what's going on with the client. Then from there, you can go into the session with a bit of knowing about it. Sometimes in sessions, I just innately know that what's going on with them straight away. It's just this trust of reading, which people have such a block with, the reading skills. People get obsessed with seeing shit. Like, you shouldn't get obsessed with visualization because that blocks you from the other sides of the senses. You're meant to have the smell, the taste, the touch, the feel, the vision as well, all in
yeah,
balance and not in competition. Because as soon as you go in competition, because you see it in Reiki trainings all the time, oh, I didn't see that, but that person did. I'm jealous, or I'm
yeah,
annoyed that I can't see that. But some people aren't meant to see like that. Some people are meant to be innately readers of feel. And I was
mm,
like that at the start. Mine wasn't as much visualization. A lot of it's visualization as well now, but the starting point for me was using what I knew, and that was a feeling of reading the feeling of a situation.
mm-hmm. Oh, I agree with you about having that trust because when I took your class, um, I worked on my friend who was going to have hip surgery. I think I told you the story. And
Yes.
she's in her 70s, and I did something, and there was something with her heart I felt. And I'm like, "Oh, should I tell her?" Because she wanted to know afterwards. You say, what did you see? And I told her everything I said. It was spot on, but her heart, I'm kind of like, "Okay, I'll tell you." Well, she goes into the surgery and she had to come back out because she had AFib. So there was something in her heart and she couldn't go through with the surgery at the time. She was so,
Wow.
yeah. So she was so appreciative of like, "Oh my goodness." So you have to trust that. Like, I had a little bit of hesitation about, should I tell her that? Because it was feeling kind of like off. I said her rhythm felt off to me on her heart. So yeah, so just trust.
Beautiful, Amy. There
Yeah.
you go, and that's you tapping into your inner genius. That you know straight in that moment what was needed or what was going on with her. But the thing with a lot of people is they get the reading and they know what it's about, and all of a sudden their ego and doubt comes in straight away. So it's like a stream of they know what's up, but all of a sudden their ego or brain takes over and just says, "No, you're making that up." Then after a
Yeah.
while they deflate themselves and actually don't say what's going on.
And it
So
and it
that's
was it was good to be. I didn't know what it was. I didn't say, "Oh, you have AFib." No, I didn't know, but I knew that her rhythm was off and her
yes.
chambers there's something with the chambers and the heart. So it's even just you just have to know that piece and then they go figure that out. Oh, huh.
Yes,
Right? Like they have to people who come to you still have to do the work.
yes, they do,
You
and
don't heal what's going on. You do.
that's it.
Am I saying it wrong? I mean, you do,
Yes,
but
yeah. So you're giving them kind of, and this is a psychic surgery. We're talking about the second course here. The
yeah.
workshop is the roadmap back to the grandmother. So at the beginning of my psychic surgery session, it was all about learning how to read energy, scan the body, start removing stuff, start adding stuff, being able to
Mm,
read properly. Then I realized there was something deeper going on where you're basically giving them the roadmap back to the grandmothers and grandfathers. It's
mhm,
basically like seeing each client as a tree of life and how you can connect to them back to the tree of life in a way. And that's my development from the years of learning more and more. I'm like, holy shit, it's just like an orchestra, like going back to what I said
mhm.
before. it's what's needed in the moment, and you're there with your team of soul surgeons, the ancestors and grandmothers come in as well. Then you learn to have trust with them. You learn to know and ask them questions. So when I'm about to do a session, I ask my grandmothers and soul surgery team, is there anything I need to take note in this session? Then halfway through, I'd have an energy of the grandmothers come in and start telling me stuff that I need to say to them that they're avoiding, or something that's going on with them where I need to put more intention, and so on and so forth.
So what else, let's say somebody, you're connected with the grandmothers, grandfathers. What is something else that can come through for them that may not be that, but could be something else that maybe they're not quite understanding? Well, what is this that I know? I'm feeling something, but it doesn't feel like a grandmother or a grandfather.
So usually when you're reading the grandmothers and grandfathers, it's innately kind of like a very high frequency. When you connect to them, it's a real high frequency, and you can feel it. It's like a stream of energy, a warm, nice energy what comes in. And there's a story I'm just going to say, which happened to me a few days ago. So I'm currently going through a divorce, but I had a moment where I was in the car on the way back, and I was on the way to get my dog. And all of a sudden, this song came on, my dad's song when he passed came on, Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. And all of a sudden, I got this warm feeling come in me for about 3 minutes. And this rainbow energy just started flooding me. And he started talking to me, and I just burst out crying.
Wow.
And it's like you are basically connecting to the rainbow frequency, the aurora borealis, the dreaming mind of the earth. It's bringing it into you, and it's sometimes not to see the grandmothers as a collective, not singular people. So when you're connecting them, you're not actually connecting, well, you can do, but you're not actually usually connecting to your dad or whatever. It's a collective of thousands of grandmothers coming together as a collective to give you the wisdom.
Wow. No, I can feel that chills like right now. Like I know exactly what you're talking about.
You felt it. You felt it in the
right now.
meditation, the psychic surgery guided stuff we did. I could see it. You found it. And that's you finding the universal roadmap back to yourself. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to change you, but I'm here to give you the keys to find yourself.
Yeah, no, that it's such a beautiful feeling in the body. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean? Like you know it. Like you're not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. No. So what are some preparations before once somebody completes the course? What is it that I know you teach all this in the class, but
go ahead, Amy. So
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So people coming onto the course, they will learn how to send treatments backwards in time, how to send treatments forward in time, because one of the most important things in soul surgery, psychic surgery, is you have to start doing the inner work on yourself. So when you have the psychic surgery skills and learn them, you can go back into the past and start literally changing the past by going to that person who is suffering from trauma or going through a really hard time. And you're able to actually start clearing out some of the depression, what was going on, start fortifying them with light, ancestral connection. So there's so many different layers to psychic surgery, but the course itself is all about learning how to read energy, how to feel comfortable and trust who you are as a practitioner, not to get overwhelmed, because some of the teachings in there are designed to not let you get overwhelmed, because that was something I had a problem with. As soon as I started healing loads of people, I had to deal with more of my own shit. So there's other teachings in there as well about how to stay grounded, because a lot of people, practitioners out there, they have loads of clients and they burn out for 2 or 3 weeks after. So it's about how to maintain your energy, how to be a human, but innately learn the reading skills, how to go in there, literally take things out, add things, bring the grandmothers in, use soul retrieval as well. Soul retrieval is big in the training. So you're able to go to the home of the grandmothers and grandfathers, the ancestral homeworld. You're able to bring soul shards back and bring it into that person, and you're able to actually see where this soul shard's from. So you could get a soul shard from 1206 or 1666, and you innately know where that is, and you place it in there. You obviously have to then start clearing it, integrating it, and so on.
Yeah.
So it's bringing the soul back together piece by piece, session by session, And there's some really incredible people I've had in the past who have done sessions for years with me where things have happened beyond, blown me away, Amy,
Yeah.
absolutely blown me away.
Yeah. It's so beautiful because you do work together with your client.
Yes.
You're working together with their soul, right? With their spirit
Yes, there you go.
and
Yeah,
with them.
their higher soul, and you'll get them. You get a lot of people cagey or like really stuck or stubborn or stick
Uh-huh.
up their ass. Like it's like, right, how can I get them into the going into hypnotherapy
Yeah.
here, the PMR, personal muscle relaxation, take them through that, allow them to go into the delta state. That shit's important because
Yeah.
when you go into giving someone a session straight away and they're not in relaxation, you're only going to get 50% out the session. You have to
Exactly.
guide them so they are really relaxed within themselves. Then you go on to the soul surgery after. Then all sorts happens. There's sometimes build up of energy where I'm going into the spine, I'm going up the body, and all of a sudden there's a burst of sexual energy coming out of them, or
Yeah.
negativity, or some real old shit which has been in there for hundreds of years just starts spewing out of them. And
Wow.
I've seen it all. I've seen obviously the not so nice stuff, dealing
Yeah.
with ghosts and stuff like that. In the course, you learn how to deal with those type of frequencies as well.
Wow. Oh my goodness. It is. I would recommend it to anybody that's even thinking about it. Just go ahead and do it because you just learn so much more than you think you're going to learn. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, you know, just go in there with an open heart and just say, today's my day to learn something for myself too, because it is kind of a self-care you can do with yourself too.
Yes.
You
And,
don't have to be a practitioner and have clients. You can do it just with family members or yourself. It's helped me.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's it, Amy, is it's going away from the course. Everyone's so inspired, and you see people who
Mhm.
come in who don't really have much awareness of energy, and
Yeah.
afterwards they've got a single bit of awareness, and they've
Mhm.
got inspiration, and they've got a set of skills, so they can start slowly healing themselves,
Yeah.
going through that rite of passage onto the next stage and onto the next stage of spirit.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm glad I had you on so people maybe,
Yes,
understand a little more about what you do. And I
and
see
so
that psychic surgery course is coming up November 17th. Is it one day, right? One day.
no, so
Oh,
17th, 6 till 9, 18th, 6 till 9. So it will start on the Friday, November the 17th, 6 p.m. UK time till 9 p.m. Then on the
yeah.
Saturday, the same again. So you will also get a half an hour session with the sign up as well. So as soon as you sign up, you get a free half an hour
Oh,
session
yeah.
with myself.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm going to tell people to eat a good meal before this because you do burn up a lot of energy.
Yes,
I
with that.
remember it being starving afterwards. It's like, holy moly. Yes. I don't know. That's just a little PSA there.
Yeah. There you
Um,
go. It's wisdom,
I mean,
there.
you
Yes,
just little things that help. Um,
yes.
so where can people get a hold of you, Dale Tobin?
So if you go onto daletobin.com, the website, Symmetry of Health website, all the details are on there to sign up. There's more in-depth details about the workshop itself. And when you sign up, you'll get that free session as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great too. Okay. Thank you so much, Dale. And I have a question for my audience, and you can leave your comments below. So here's a question. What event in your life would make a good movie? Uh-oh. That's an interesting question. I can't think of it off the top of my head, yeah, so thank you everybody for listening and watching, and stay magical. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell me how you want to be loved.
My name is Juliet Karaman van Schardenberg, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation. Today I'll be leading you through a
Breathe and relax. Come into oneness. Come into unity, whatever that means to you in this moment. Allow
divine love. My name is Juliet Karaman. Today I'm going to give you a direct experience of divine love. The complete, the total. Feeling very, very fine, sinking deeper and deeper down. So peaceful and so relaxed, letting go. And it feels